For a very long time, guys, we've known that William is just patiently waiting for his father to die and that he can take the throne. You know why we know that? It's because this man, for years now, has been briefing the press about how his reign is going to be like once he is king. And that's why people kept saying, hey, you have Harry, who wants to reconcile with his father and who is genuinely concerned about his father's health. He has no idea how much time he has left and he just wants to be present, and plus he is his only living parent. And then you have William, who literally is constantly telling the press, when I'm king, I'll do this. I'll modernize the monarchy. I'll do this and this. Yet, between these two, Harry is the bad guy. So now, thank God, this man did this interview because it just exposed him. It exposed him. And the Brits are not happy about that. People are pissed because how dare you, again, go do this interview and then start saying, when I'm king. They find that insensitive and so disrespectful to Charles, given he is still alive battling cancer. People are not happy about that. People are like, that is so insensitive. Who does that? They're like, we don't recall the Queen going around. We don't recall Charles going around briefing the press or constantly saying, when I'm... that is so disrespectful. Yet, Charles will, to him, William is the better son, right? And like Harry, who wants to, spend time with him, who genuinely cares about his health. So Brits it's finally dawning on them that this man is just so greedy. He is so greedy. He just wants that throne and he's just waiting. And people are like, this interview did that. So Brits are really tired and they're condemning him for being insensitive. And those remarks have, started such an uproar and he's getting so much backlash for that. And even these UK media tabloids or whatever have been forced to close off their comment sections because the way the comments, people are like, no. So I came across a very, very funny interview from Shippy, that is ITV, the way he's dragging William and all these things, because he went on to say some of the ideas that he has for the monarchy. And the way Shippy is writing it, it's like he's mocking what William was saying. And because of this in the articles when he went to say, people were just pissed with, the entire thing, making plans and talking about what you're going to do, modernize the monarchy and everything. That is disrespectful because the king is still alive. He's not yet dead. Imagine how he must feel. So let me just go through it. It's very funny. I'm just going to go through it and then we can break it down. So ITV News royal editor Chris Shipp reports on what the Prince of Wales revealed in his chat with Canadian actor Eugene Levy as part of his Apple TV series. The Prince of Wales has revealed he wants to be a modernizing monarch when the time comes and he won't be bound by the traditions of those who came before him. He opened up in a rare personal and insightful chat with the Canadian actor Eugene Levy, best known for his roles in Schitt's Creek and the awkward dad in American Pie. The relaxed tone for the interview is cast at the outset when Prince William arrives to meet Levy in the quadrangle of Windsor Castle riding an electric scooter. And here too, William is visually communicating that he does things differently from other royals. It gets around quite nicely, William says as he admits he's usually late for just about everything. The filming took place earlier this year as part of Levy's Apple TV series, The Reluctant Traveler, but the contents of the interview have only just been released. If you want to know about history, I'm not your guy, William says as he offers to give the actor a personalized tour of the castle. In fact, William admits that his eldest son, Prince George, who is 12 and in a year 8 at school, is way better at history than his dad is. The older prince has to check his historical dates quite often with the younger prince, Willan, and nor are directions William's thing. How do you know where you're going? Levy asks his host. I don't come, the honest reply. But throughout the hour-long episode, we do get a much clearer sense of the direction in which William plans to take the monarchy when he is king. It's a question many have asked, but it seems it took a Hollywood actor born in Canada to get the answers. Shippy has been so bitter about that, by the way, that a Canadian, someone else got an exclusive out of the UK media. Anyway, Firstly, William says he refuses to feel overwhelmed by the weight of history on his shoulders, even though he admits that history is not his strong point. You see what he's doing? Other things overwhelm me, he reveals, but not history. No, because I think if you're not careful, history can be a real weight and an anchor around you, and you can feel suffocated by it. The reason, he explains, is because it's important to live for the here and now. If you're too intrinsically attached to the history, you can't possibly have any flexibility because you worry the chess pieces move too much and therefore no change will happen. William adds, as if to make himself clear, I like a little bit of change. I want to question things more. But how do you question things when the institution he will one day lead is built on more than 1,000 years of history following the 1066 invasion by William the Conqueror? Tradition will stay, he says, and tradition has a huge part in all of this. But he builds on his ambition to speed up the process of change. There are also positive points where you look at tradition and go, is that still fit for purpose today? Is that still the right thing to do? So will he be a disruptor in the monarchy when the crown lands on his head, or a steady hand at the tiller? I like to question things is what I'm really getting at, William says. And when he gets to the key point of William's revealing chat with Levy, his plans for the monarchy of the future. A different kind of monarchy. His monarchy. I think it's safe to say that change is on my agenda. Change for good, and I embrace that and I enjoy that change. I don't fear it. That's the bit that excites me. The idea of being able to bring some change, not overly radical change, but changes that I think need to happen. History may not overwhelm the future king, but family issues do. And then anyway, that's the part. That's the part. He kept saying that he wants to bring change. He was going to modernize the monarchy. He wants to bring change. And the comments are eating him up. First, I told you people are not happy that he's out here making plans about how his reign is going to be while his father is still alive. And secondly, people don't believe all this bullshit. It's like, you've made tons of pledges. You've promised us a million things that you're going to do, and you've never done that. So somehow magically we are supposed to believe that once you came, you're going to bring change to the monarchy. And you want us to believe that? You think we're that dumb? You think we're that stupid? That's the vibe that people are doing. So you had also the BBC wrote a piece and said, I'll change, this is where people got pissed, where he said, I'll change the monarchy when I'm king, says Prince William. And this is what the comments on this article from BBC is off the comments. I'm just gonna get to it in a minute. It's off the roof. People are just like, you're not lying to us anymore. You constantly sleep. You just admitted to being late, and especially in the interview, he's telling on himself how he's, he likes taking naps, how he's always late to things. And he also copied a lot of her. Like, I like driving my kids to school and picking them from schools. People are like, okay, here we go. Anyway, guys, let me just get to the comments. I love how Shippy was pissed that he did not get the exclusive, and the way he's just like throwing jabs in that article. Anyway, here are some of the comments in regard to that. You have Maluya says, if I were Charles, I would hire a food taster right away and refuse any dinner invitations from Willie. Sedge says, I love how he insults his father every chance he gets. Despite the fact that I hate Charles, Charles has actual tangible work and results under his belt. He did an enormous amount of good work as Prince of Wales. Charles helped so many people through his various charities. He changed people's lives. William is 43 and doesn't have anything to his name. And you expect us to believe he's going to be a change maker? Please, he's a lazy, useless twat. Kathy says, so disrespectful talking about changes when his father is still alive. The only changes this deadbeat will make will be even less work for even more money. Grifter. Vixter says, William giving interviews about when he's king? I don't remember Charles giving interviews talking about when he'd be king while the queen was alive. Seems a bit insensitive. Paula says, William chanting change 6 times doesn't make him a reformer. It makes him a slogan with no substance. If he can even define what he stands for, the only change coming is the downgrade of the monarchy under the most hollow air in history. Prince Mark says, by sleeping all day, working 2 weeks per year, vacationing every month, smoking crack, and drinking alcohol all night while having all at the palace with his cis aides, of course, he will change the monarchy. Jay says he can't wait for his father to go so he can take over. Then George is like, wait till my dad dies. You'll see. Yeah, that's basically what this man is saying. Elle says, between naps, Willie, the sleepy global statesman, will be alone on the balcony and declare he will have more impact by sitting on the sofa in a bathrobe watching Aston Villa. Henry says, I don't recall Charles openly promoting his upcoming reign when Queen Elizabeth was still alive. This is utterly disrespectful. Next chapter says, oh, another when my dad dies article. Gee whiz. Snarky says, unelected, lazy, insensitive, mediocre, Nepo baby making plans for an institution while his father is suffering from cancer. Who the F is advising Wakshay Willie, Prince of Pegging? What a monster. Resilient One says, isn't this disrespectful to his father who is king and still alive? Maluya, what is he going to change? He is going to take 3 vacations every 2 months instead of 5. Duchess of Success says, is he going to do that too, wheeling it around on his scooter? What a plonker. Just saying says, we don't care. When our great queen died, so did the monarchy. Doc says, more PR, not substance. He isn't going to change shit except take more holidays and less work days for more money. It's time to end this nonsense now. Craig says, previous kings would have seen this as a challenge to the throne. Lock him in the tower, King Chucky. Jack Evans says, Prince William is a fraud. Holidays galore, another new home, him begging for sympathy because of wife's cancer, talking about his future when king. Just one problem, his cancer-suffering father has to pass fast. Willie the lazy, insensitive, grostic leech. Eleanor says, God effing help us. The sad comedy says, so Prince William is wishing that King Charles is gone. Maybe Prince Harry is not as bad after all. And then, yeah. There are so many comments I cannot put. I wish I would just have a video and then put thousands. But let me tell you, the change people like change. You sleep, you nap, you change. What change? We've not seen anything with the homeless initiative. We've not seen you bringing peace to Middle East, saving oceans, and you want us to expect that magically when you're okay, you're gonna bring change like such an impact when you have no accomplishments whatsoever right now. Get out of here. Thank you, my loves, for watching. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and, of course, leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm Emerald, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.